Okay, welcome back to another episode of The Hunting Cure. Okay, in this episode, I'm going to talk about my bow room. It is July 22nd. It's about 8 o'clock at night. As you see, I got windows right here. It's coming through, and you can see the bow press right here. But I kind of wanted to give you guys a rundown of my bow room, what I bought, where I bought it, and I'll be dropping the price down in this left corner. So, going throughout this whole entire process, I'm going to drop the prices and where I got it and the cheapest place I did find it. Because there's a couple places that are cheaper than others, especially if I know a couple discounts I could try to drop onto you guys. But come and follow me. Let's look at what I have all in the room. Alright, I also want to start off by saying that I acquired most of this stuff, as you can see behind me, slowly over the course of 4 or 5, 6 months. I think I'm pretty much done, but there might be things here and there that I want to get, but I got most of the big stuff done and over with, and I'm not fully moved into the room, but I finally got, I think, how I kind of want it set up in this room to how I like it. But see behind me, right here, behind me I got all my deer mounts. Right there's the one I shot on the ground with Dad, and that's this year's rifle buck, and then this year's bow buck right there on that. We'll just start off by going through all the mounts and stuff. So this is the one that I shot on the ground with Dad. With my bow. Me and Dad sat on the ground in between 2 cedar thickets. I kind of got a little bit of video of it, but Dad kept on fat fingering the button and didn't get the video very good. But still cool hunt nevertheless, and pretty cool little way to display it. This one right here, you guys saw that one. That was last year's 2022 buck with the rifle. Pretty nice buck too. Technically a 7, but he broke off his eye guard here. Pretty wide, pretty tall. Probably should have let him go another year, but I was kind of getting antsy. And my heart was pumping, and I guess that's all that matters. This one was a bow buck last year, 2022. Unfortunately, I didn't get that one on video because that was the day of daylight saving time, so my alarm went out half an hour later, and I got in a tree an hour later. By the time I got up, he was already coming through. And then this one I shot 2020 maybe? 2018? I can't remember, but I also shot this one on the ground with Dad too. He's a really nice 8-pointer. We got him on camera a few times. It was at a new spot that we just got permission to hunt. And he's a really nice 8-pointer too. It was during the rut in November. I actually came down, me and Dad were hunting a different spot. We weren't even hunting that spot. I got down on the tree stand. Dad got down on the tree stand because I was actually freezing freaking cold. It was super cold that day and I didn't wear enough clothes. I know, I'm such a big baby. But then I got warmed up in the car a little bit, driving, and I'm like, well, we might as well go check this other spot and just check the camera, because at the time we didn't have any cellular cameras, or we didn't have one there, I don't think. I think we had the mulch-trees, but we didn't have one set there. So we walked in, me and Dad did, and this buck was chasing 2 does. I brought my bow back there, because you never know. And he was chasing 2 does, and I shot him, according to me, which hindsight not a good idea, with a mechanical broadhead. It was actually an NAP kill zone, which those actually worked really well for me. Shot it, according to me, it actually survived. We didn't come back until the next day, and we did. It was dead, not too far away, but the coyotes got to it. So that's why I did a Euro mount on that one. I might have got that one full mounted if the coyotes didn't get to it, which is unfortunate, but at least we found it, I guess. I wish the coyotes never got to it. But this one right here, this one is a staple on my YouTube channel. You might have seen this video. If not, go check out, I think, my very first video I ever did on this. I shot this guy. Yep, to most people, probably not the biggest buck, but man, he got my heart pumping. I was so excited. I've never been more excited in my life. I shot him from a tree stand about 12 yards away. That was with the NAP kill zone as well. Put it right through the pump station. And it was on Dad's birthday, and Dad actually was sitting in a stand about 40 yards away and watched me shoot it and watched it fall. So it was pretty cool on his birthday. It was October 3rd, that might have been 2018, 2019 maybe. I can't remember. 2018 and 2019. I think this one was 2019. I think the one that I shot down here was 2020. And then, because this one right here is the first good buck I really ever shot. A super wide, old, goofy looking 8-pointer. We got him on camera quite a bit. I shot him chasing a doe as well. Not really chasing, but following a doe with my rifle. This is before I started recording. This was definitely 2018. So this is my first good buck. He's just a goofy, his tines ain't very tall, but he's super wide. He has pretty good eye guards. This is an old 10-pointer. Super wide. I like his eye guards too. But I shot him with the rifle, 30-06 to be exact. So shot him with the rifle. And I mean, he didn't run anywhere. He fell right there. But that was my first ever good buck. With all these bucks I'm going over, I'm gonna try to drop photos of him with him when I shot him, and maybe the year and maybe the date. I can't, if I can find all that. But then this one, I shot not last year, but the year before, or maybe even the year before that. I'm not good with dates. I have to drop it all down below. But I got him in a pack-out mount, which is kind of cool. And I shot him with the rifle too. So this one, that one, I shot with the rifle, then the rest I shot with a bow. I usually try to shoot him with bows, but I mean, if a big buck walks out in front of me, I want to shoot with the rifle too. I'm not gonna pass up on that. But this one's also a goofy one too, and you could say I cheated on this one. So this is, I was recording, but not really taking it seriously, and I just got off work. So the story with this one, I was working. I worked at Workstation, home, farm and home or whatever. You sell feed and everything. But I just got off work. It was getting kind of late. I can't remember the exact time, but I have pictures of it. We had the Spy Point micro? The little baby Spy Points that came out first. Had one of those, and it sent me a picture, multiple pictures of this buck in daylight, and it's kind of out in the middle of the open where it was at. Like you can see where that buck was walking at from the house where it was. So I called Dad. I'm like, Dad is at work too. Asked him if I should go out there real quick, run out there, put my hunting clothes on, run out there real quick and see if I could shoot it. And he said, yeah. So I get my clothes on, I get up, get ready to go, drive all the way out there. And I sprint across a muddy cornfield, get all the way down to this little patch of trees about 100, 150 yards away from where the buck was on the camera. And I don't see him, nothing to be seen. And then I was thinking like, man, I didn't grab a grunt or rattling horns or anything. So I started making grunting noises. Sounds terrible, I'm not even gonna try to recreate it. But I started making grunting noises and grabbed the tree and raking it where I was sitting at. And this thing comes right out where the camera was, all puffed out, looking in my direction, trying to figure out what deer was making that noise. He was all puffed out, walked a couple steps towards me. I think it was 118 yards, which I'm not impressed. I don't want to shoot him far. I would rather have him in my lap and shoot him. I think that's a lot cooler. But I shot him at 118 yards, and I'm not gonna lie, at first I thought I missed him because it got up and started freaking. It was like didn't buck or anything. It was kind of quartering towards me, and it just like turned and started kind of jogging away. I'm like, oh no, I missed it. So I'm trying to ram another bullet in, and by the time I look back up after ramming the bullet in, it's flopping on the ground dead. But those are pretty much my, I mean, that's 4 bucks and 3 euro mounts. Those are my better bucks. I need to get a little bit more picky, but man, 110 inch, 120 inch 8-point walks out and I get my heart pumping. But now let's get into the bread and butter of this video. The bow room. Okay, this is the bow room. This is the bow section. So in this house, this actually used to be where the kitchen was. So you can see this is where underneath the sink was. There used to be a sink here. There's still a water hookup or some kind of hookup back there. There's a water hookup there and a water hookup behind all that. Yeah, so this used to be the kitchen. The previous owner put a new countertop in, painted all the cabinets. I'm not vibing with the paint of the cabinets and everything. But as you can see, got the bow press set up right here. I just use C-clamps because I didn't want to screw it into the nice countertop if I ever want to sell the house, or if I ever want to move it and just keep the countertop nice. So I just bought 2 C-clamps and clamped it in there. You can see I also got the draw board. I wasn't going to DIY it, but then I wanted to get it mounted onto the bow press. So I just went ahead and bought it. Got that one off eBay for like 180 bucks. I'll obviously drop it down below. And I have a running total, so bow press plus the draw board. And I'll put the brands and try to, in the comments or in the description below, I'll put down the links, as many as I can find. As you can see, I got the Easy Green bow press. Nothing special, cheapest one I could find. I know where I bought this one at. It was from MFJJ's website, Podium Archery. He does a discount for federal employees, so like police, firefighters, ambulances. I'm a postal worker, so technically that's a federal job. So I actually got a pretty good discount and got the bow press for a really good price. So I went ahead and capitalized on that. I think I paid $360 for it out the door, $370 out the door with the federal discount. So if you need to buy anything, that's why I've been buying a lot of stuff, is Podium Archery. If you need to buy anything, that's why I suggest, especially if you're a federal employee, because you get a really good discount. I will go grab it here in a second. I'll do some B-roll of it, I guess. I bought a arrow saw off there to get a really good discount. I can't even remember how much. I think it was 130 or $100, somewhere around there, for a arrow saw, because I was tired of having to go all the way. I can fletch and do all that. Might as well just get an arrow saw, so when I need to, I can cut my own arrows. And this has all come down to, I did this because our local bow shop closed down. We have one that's 45 minutes away, but man, I hate driving 45 minutes away for little tiny stuff like this. And I thought, well, I just need to get to know it anyway, plus I can make some videos on it, learning. So hopefully there'll be videos coming up here soon. I think at the end of this video, I'm going to put a peep sight and a peep rotator, just rotate into my bow, because I got a new Raptor peep sight and I want to try the Hamsky Raptor peep sight. But I got the bow press, the draw board right here. Underneath you can see I have my backpack, and then there's my clothes in this. I scored this Sitka backpack. I know I ain't trying to be, I mean, I wear First Light, so I guess you can say what you say. But I'm not trying to be that guy, the Sitka guy, but I copped this backpack at a garage sale for $60. The wife said, I asked her how much she had it listed for, I think 95, and the wife said, well, I asked her if she could do 65. And then the wife said that the husband said this is an expensive backpack, but she would take 65. So I ended up paying $65 for that backpack, and it's a it has a frame in it and everything, which is pretty sweet. I think I got pretty lucky on it. I think those are like $330 backpacks ish. I can't remember the model of it, but scored it for $65, which was pretty cool. But I try to keep my clothes and stuff underneath the bow press, just out of the way, just so I'm not tripping or stepping on it. Then obviously this is the Elite Cure. This is Hunter's Matthews V3. I think it's a 29 or 31. It's a 31. I don't even know the V3s. I don't know much. I don't know much about Matthews. And then my Omnia's right there. So you can see I bought hooks from Orscheln's and just screwed them into the top. It's not poking anything up there. Hung nose. Then, as you know, the Matthews come with the engaged limbs, which that's a slick thing by Matthews. I wish Cure or Elites would do something like that, because that is pretty sweet. Okay, moving on. I got this little storage unit system thing. It has some screws in it, and the middle one. This one has 125 grain field tips, and then some razors. And this one, nothing too exciting. On this side, don't have much here. My tripod that I film with, some thermocells, because if you know the heat, if you hunt in September, even October, you're gonna need about 14 of those with about every single pad you can find in your house, because you're running those 24/7. Here's my arrows. These are just a couple extras that I was just playing with the other day. You guys know the weight from the last video. There's Hunter's arrows back there. He's shooting the VAP TKOs. I'm shooting the VAP RIP TKOs. So this is the smaller diameter. Mine the bigger diameter. I don't think it means that much. And these, this one, I just put extra spare broadheads, turkey slates. These are for good gun clean kits. These are too big, but they make these in smaller ones, and these is how I get my inserts out. Instead of using a drill, if you buy some of these at the smaller version, you can fit them inside your arrows, and it gets your inserts out. You just slap them. Range Fairy shows you how to do that. I use those. Not much in this one. Just extra tools, tape measure. I mean, we don't even have a ripcord. I don't even know why we have this, but we do. Someone wants this, comment down below. I'll ship it to you. Moving on. So on this side, this is like my workstation. So I got a mouse pad, cheap one from Walmart, just to keep everything kind of nice and clean. So this is what I'm about to install. You guys will see me do that. So a Raptor, Hamsky Raptor Peep, then a peep aligner by Total Peep. I twisted my strings all to heck trying to get the freaking peep lined up straight, and I won't. So I'm just gonna resort to using a peep aligner. Now you guys can comment down below why the heck I mean I tried quarter turns. I'm sure there's some other kind of way to do it, but I just couldn't figure it out, so I just said screw it and bought a peep aligner because it was just beat me up, to be honest. But these are my arrows I've been shooting. So these are the main ones because they get the light and Nox in them. I'm going to paper tune them and everything when I get the peep sight in and get this in here. I decided to go with the G5, Montec G5 broadheads at 125 grain. They're nothing fancy. I know you guys probably wanted to see something more fancier, but I don't know. Dad used these. He shot like 2 really nice bucks with them and multiple does and never had a problem watching them all die within sight. So that's all I needed to see to want them. So then I got T Allen wrenches in metric and standard, both of those. Some knives. This right here is an arrow square, so I'll put that down below how much I paid for this. The arrow square, so you use that as a little piece of sandpaper. This is a cheapy one. I kind of regret buying this one. I wouldn't go cheap on this because the cheaper you go, the worse it is. Then this is an arrow spinner. Bought this thing off, I think it was eBay, I'm pretty sure. Bought it off eBay, but it works pretty good. It's a cheaper one. Let me get one. Let me get the one with the broadhead on here. See if I can get this. Spinning pretty true. Yeah, it works good though. It's a cheaper one. It's I know Shields had one for like $45, and that one was like $12, I think. So sometimes you can't cheap out. Bought this at Shields. I know how much I paid. It was $38. It's a scale to weigh your. I can't get it open with one hand. But it weighs. You can weigh stuff. Obviously, you weigh your arrows pretty much. Make sure these are kind of close. All these actually weighed 124, so they were a grain light, which at least all 3 of them were. So at least their quality control seems okay. This is a bought these off eBay too. I think it was eBay. Maybe it was Amazon. It might have been Amazon. But bought these off Amazon. I'll try to find the links to all this and the prices to them. But this is like these are really good. These are to make sure your arrows level and all of that. And then your string, your bow's level, so you can put your D-loop on straight. Then they also double, so you put your string right there in this groove. But then this doubles right here on this side. You can have a second and third. You can check your second and third axes on your sight. So if you want to see a video of how I do that with those, I can make a video. It might be a shorter one, but if you want to see a video, drop that down in the comments because I can do it. Those are pretty sweet. They're like $10 instead of having to buy the Hamsky ones and do the pendulum and all that. You can kind of get close with that. So if you want to see a video, drop it down in the comments. I can definitely do it. Well, moving on, just got a little magnet bowl. Kind of self-explanatory. This thing's supposed to sharpen broadheads, but I don't think it does very well. So, a bunch of different assortments of Allen wrenches. This is also another broadhead sharpener. It's actually a knife sharpener, but you can use it as a head sharpener. Then this is a bow scale. That's not as good as the LCA one, but it'll tell you how much you're pulling back and tell you what your let off is, so it's good. It's just the let off doesn't stay there, so you have to like, kind of peek behind it. D-loop square, I think that's what you call it, but you just use that, you put it on your string. I'm gonna start using that from now on instead of using the black things I showed you to actually do it, because those are a lot simpler. I can, again, on my TikTok I have a video of doing it. I can show videos on how to do all this, maybe I will eventually, but pretty simple. Some serving string I did white. I have some black over there in front of that you can see. So I have white, black. That's a thicker black. I have a thinner black right there. So I have pretty much all assortments. Obviously everyone needs a lighter. If you don't have a lighter on your bow setup, you're doing something wrong. Got more bow levelers. Just got a bunch of miscellaneous stuff laying around, just knives and everything. But pretty much everything is out on the table, so pretty much everything's ready to go. I got some stuff in here. This is all my fletching stuff, so fletching glue, primer pins, markers, fletchings, fletching tool that rips off fletching stuff. This is like a miscellaneous, just random broadheads, sight tapes, sight rings, extra Nox, old freaking Dad's like original first ever drop away rest, which is kind of cool. They kept that off this Matthew Switchback XT. But just kind of a lot of random stuff. It was kind of in the drawers, just kind of stuff trying to get out the way. Flip this light on here. But that's pretty much a rundown. I'll drop everything down below of the prices and put comments of everything that I try to get. If I bought it on Amazon and stuff, I'll put the links. A lot of this stuff, like the T-square here, this red T-square and the gray one, I bought off Harbor Freight, so I'll put both of the prices right here on the Harbor Freight. All the Allen wrenches, I ain't gonna put all those in because you can find those at anywhere. You probably have about 32 sets laying around, you just gotta find them. So I'm not gonna put the prices in all that. But the main stuff is obviously the bow press, the draw board, which you can DIY a draw board. There's a bunch of videos on that. If you don't have a lot of money and you don't want to spend a lot of money right now, I'd just suggest DIYing it with the boat trailer hitch, not a hitch, but pulley thing. I can't think of the words, but I'd just DIY it. Also, here's my gun case. You can't really see inside it, but there's a bunch of different guns. 12 gauge I use to shoot all my turkey this year. 410. That's also a 410. That's a 22. My 243 that I use to shoot my rifle buck this year. 22 right there, lever action. That's a old 2250 of Dad's. That was like his first ever gun. I'm pretty sure that was his first ever gun. Safety don't work on it, so it's kind of a little sketch, but it's a cool gun to have. Dad's shotgun, 12 gauge that he used to shoot off his turkey. 2250 that I got on my 16th birthday. I'm 21 now, so we've had that thing forever, and that thing has killed more coyotes than I can even count. And then my AR-15, which is just a 223-556. So there's all of that. I don't know if you guys are even interested in it. I could do a better video on all my guns and what I have, what I don't have, what I want. Dad really wants a 350 Legend, so if you have a 350 Legend, comment how much you like it down in the comments below so Dad can read them. And then just a few other things. This is something that Mom built me. Move this out of the way. Just a cool little thing. You can see the mirror back there. You can see me back there, but has LED light strips. I put. This is my first ever bow buck. Shot a long time ago. 5, 6 years ago. I broke the freaking skull on it because I'm a dummy. Then some sheds I found. I found all these sheds. Other than that drop tine one, my uncle found that one. But this buck right here is that's at both of its sides. We got him on camera quite a bit, and I think my brother Hunter, I think he missed that buck. So that was a good buck, and he missed it. But other than that, oh, hold up. This is where all the magic happens. Almost forgot to show this. This is my gaming setup, really, but also my editing station. You can see it all glows up and looks kind of cool. You can see I've been checking a lot of SD cards, just clearing them out, getting them ready for cameras and whatnot. But this is my PC setup. I can go in more depth. Don't know if you guys even care, but maybe if you want to get into editing and stuff like that, I can tell you what editing software I use and the PC setup I have. You don't even need, I mean, that's kind of an overkill. One has a bunch of storage and it's high graphics card. If you guys want to see a video, let me know. I'll do a video on it. So and then the last thing I kind of want to show you, that's a buck Hunter shot right there, long time ago. Pretty cool, like pretty buck, really, just a really nice 8-pointer. Then those right there, those are the X2s by XOP. So if you want to see a video, well, too bad, you're going to see the video if you don't want to see it or not. I'm going to make a video on those here shortly. But let's hop into putting the Hamsky peep sight in and putting in the peep liner and getting it all squared away. So let's hop into that. I'm going to try to go to the GoPro. I don't know how good the quality is, but you can see I have the GoPro hanging from this light right here. So I'm going to try to just do all the recording off that. The audio might not be that great. Maybe I'll just try to, I'll put this off to the side and record with this too so the audio is a little bit better. But I'm going to get my bow and the bow press and get everything cut off it so I can put the Hamsky in, so stay tuned. I also almost forgot to mention, luckily I didn't, because this is how I very first got started in to all this. So if you want to get started into building your own bows, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, or doing your own bow work, I suggest, this is just a stool. And these right here, let me turn the lights back on. I suggest starting off with this right here. These are arrow fletchers. Now these are boning ones I got off Amazon, 20 bucks I think. They can do 3 fletch, 4 fletch. This one has helical. I need to clean my clamps off, but I've been gluing a lot of stuff, and I just glued them to a stool, or screwed them down in a stool because I can easily move it, walk it around. It's kind of mobile. I can go over to Dad's house and watch TV with him, chat with him, and fletch some arrows up. And I can do it in my living room. I can do it in here, watching TV, watching YouTube on my computer. As you can see now, it's all booted up. Now you can see it's all colorful, got RGB everywhere. But that's how I got started into it. So if you want to start trying to do all this, I suggest start off by fletching your own arrows. Try building your own arrows first. So try fletching them. After that, try putting inserts on them and doing different knocks on it. Maybe arrow wraps. I don't do wraps on mine because it adds a grain or 2 in the back, which then worsens your FOC. Yeah, I like FOC. I like high FOC. You might be different. Everything pretty much kills deer, so don't judge me. I won't judge you. Like everyone says, Indians killed deer with rocks hundreds of years ago. My argument to that was like, how effective were they? I mean, I'm sure they wounded up more animals than they probably killed. I like trying to kill my deer, but yeah, don't even know where that was going. But get fletchers first, fletch your arrows, build your arrows, start with that if you like that, then maybe move into getting a bow press, or maybe going to your local bow shop and watching them, and maybe asking them if they're cool people, seeing if you can use the bow press, and maybe they can teach you how to do some things. I know it can be intimidating at first, but it's really not that hard. I've changed strings on a bow on a Matthews Adrenaline, and I think those are even harder than what the new ones are now, because the new ones are 3 different strings. The Matthews Adrenaline is one or two continuous strings, which is you have to loop it and find out where it goes. On the newer bows, you can take 1 string off, put 1 on, take 1 off, put 1 on. So it's pretty actually simple. But okay, now let's get into putting in the peep sight and the peep aligner. So stay tuned. Okay, we're back. We got the bow and the bow press. On these Omnias, you have limb stops that you have to take out, but I've already taken them out. You can see them right here. You don't even have to have them in the Omnia. I kind of have them in, kind of have them out. To me, it doesn't seem like there's much of a difference. But now we're going to cut this peep sight out so I can put a new one in. I'm going to grab my marker and kind of get a rough estimate. Kind of mark where this one's at. It's probably not going to be perfect, but it'll kind of get it close. So then when I do get it cut out, I can kind of put the new one back in close to the same spot. Now on this, you just got to be careful to make sure you don't cut your string. I'm actually going to loosen it back up so the string's a little tighter. Honestly, I might be able to keep that on there and just cut the peep sight out. So I think this was just a regular, I think it was just I might have to retie that one because I cut that knot off. It's not a big deal. But got the Raptor. You can see it right here. The Raptor peep going in. Then this peep right here is just like a regular blue. I think it's I think it's a G5. I think, like made by the same company. Peep sight. Alright, so it needs to go in just like this. So now I'm going to put more tension onto the string. Then you can instantly feel it that that got a lot looser. I'm gonna take that out. Then these Raptor peeps have grooves that they fit right into. Alright, so I got it in there. So you can see I got them in the grooves here. Now it doesn't seem like right there is pretty dang close to where that was. So I'm going to give it a few overhand knots. I'm going to use white just because I think it'll look kind of cool against the contrast of the peep sight. I'm going to get this. Now I'm not going to fully tie it in so I can easily move it and stuff. There's also a groove, probably hard to see on the GoPro. Hopefully the quality is decent on this. Just makes it easier for me to record and to actually work on the bow because it's just me by myself. But there's a groove also on the peep sight that you can use that you can tie in these overhand knots onto as well. Alright, I'm going to just leave it like that. I'm not going to shoot it. I just want to make sure that it's up and down. It's pretty good on there. So you're not going to be able to see this, but I'm going to take it out of here, put an arrow on, draw it back, and see if my peep height is good, then let it down. I'm not going to shoot it because I don't want to shoot it. But I'm going to see to make sure peep height is right. So I'm going to pull it back. I'm going to close my eyes, anchor, then look through the peep height. Yeah, that's perfect right there. I'm gonna do it one more time just to make sure. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna go down just a touch. But other than that, that's pretty dang good. Oh wow, I think you guys could actually see me through there. But I like to close my eyes and then come into an anchor so I'm not trying to force my eye to go to where the peep sight is. So I'm going to do an overhand knot, then I'm going to finish with another overhand knot just the opposite way, so it makes I think they call it a square knot. Leave about 1/4 of an inch or so you can burn it down. There's the lighter. Burn it down, and now that's a big old peep sight. But really, I mean, you can see, so you can't see, but my strings line up perfectly to where I drew those marks at, so that's how, I missed that. That's how you get you can kind of get it close before having to do anything, so you don't have to reset and draw back multiple times. You make a mark from where your old peep sight was, and then just put that mark there. That's in the groove. Alright, so I'm going to take this off the bow press. Now, these have two different groove sights, I guess you can call it. So, two different places you can put the peep, which will angle the peep. Let me move this up. It'll angle the peep at different angles for longer or shorter axle bows. Get a better. So, I'm not sure what I got mine in, but it looked pretty good when I looked through it. Definitely way off on the look though. String's a little twisted up. That's where the peep liner will come into. Actually, I might be able to rotate it over a little bit. Yeah, that's good right there though. Alright. So that's good. Peep's tied in, everything's tied in good. Now I'm going to put the peep liner. And okay, I cannot figure out why the peep liner doesn't work, but this is pretty dang close. It's just slightly to the right, but I moved my D-loop, so when I pull it back, it's straight. So I'm not gonna mess with these peep liners. I'll keep them for, I might try to throw them into the cure, Dad's cure, and see if it fixes it. Because his is just like mine though, it's just slightly, so it's not terrible either. When you pull it back, it's good. But I think I'm gonna end the video here. Pretty much a boat room tour, putting in a new peep sight, kind of easy stuff. I haven't really gotten to broadhead tune and all that for this season yet because all the crazy stuff that's been happening. But I'm hoping I can get that done here pretty soon, so I can get ready for season because it's really right around the corner. Like I said, shooting the G5 Montex. These are what Dad's been shooting for the last 2 or 3 years. He's had no problems. There's nothing wrong with the Magnus. It's just, to me, it didn't seem like they did a really good blood trail because it's just a slit. They flew and they didn't fly that great. They're really good broadheads. Like they really, I mean, I killed quite a few deer with them, but they just didn't fly that great to me. And they didn't really, like these leave a hole. Those left a little slit, and it didn't seem like there was that good of a blood on there. So I'm gonna try these. I'll definitely let you know how I like if I like them or if I switch, obviously. But Dad's been using them and they've been doing good. So thank y'all for watching this episode. Stay tuned for the next one. Hopefully it's some review on the X2s because those are freaking sweet sticks. But thank y'all for watching and stay tuned for the next one.